Have you ever wondered why we humans, even the best of us, sometimes act in ways we can't explain? Why do we harbor thoughts and feelings that seem contrary to our conscious intentions? This, my friends, is where we begin our exploration of the shadow, a concept introduced by the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Gustav Jung. Jung's shadow is not the ominous figure you might imagine lurking in dark corners. Rather, it refers to the unconscious aspect of our personalities, the parts that our conscious selves do not recognize. It's like an invisible backpack we all carry, filled with traits we deem undesirable or unacceptable, such as envy, aggression, and selfishness. But these traits, my friends, are not anomalies. They are part of us, integral threads in the complex tapestry of our human selves. They are those parts of our personality we'd rather not admit to having, those parts we push away, hide, or deny. Yet these hidden aspects are not necessarily negative. They hold potential for creativity, for passion, for depth of understanding. They are, in essence, a source of untapped power and authenticity, a reservoir of unexpressed aspects of ourselves that, when acknowledged, can lead to profound personal growth. But the shadow is not just an individual phenomenon. It expands beyond the individual, seeping into the collective unconscious. It carries within it the darkness of society itself, including its prejudices, norms, and taboos. The shadow is not just an individual phenomenon but a collective one, containing the darkness of society itself, including its prejudices, norms, and taboos. As we delve deeper into this concept, let's remember that acknowledging the shadow is the first step to understanding it, and understanding it is the key to integrating it. And only through integration can we hope to harness its power for personal and societal growth. Jung warned that ignoring or denying our shadow can lead to personal turmoil and societal chaos. This was not a mere conjecture but a profound understanding that Carl Jung developed over years of exploration into the human psyche. Picture this. Each of us carries within us certain aspects of our personality that we fail to identify with consciously. Traits such as selfishness, aggression, envy, the list goes on. These are elements we often deem undesirable, elements that we'd rather not associate with our self-image. This is the shadow that Jung spoke of, the repository of the dark aspects of our personality. But what happens when we fail to acknowledge this shadow? Jung warned that it could lead to internal conflict, a battle within ourselves. It could cause psychological distress as the repressed aspects of our personality struggle to surface. Moreover, these unacknowledged traits could manifest in harmful behaviors directed towards ourselves or others. By denying or suppressing these dark aspects, they don't simply vanish. Instead, they can gain strength and express themselves in more destructive ways, causing havoc in our personal lives. But the implications of an unacknowledged shadow aren't limited to the individual alone. Jung's warning extended to the societal level as well. He proposed that the collective shadow of a society could lead to destructive cultural and political movements. The collective shadow contains the darkness of society itself, its prejudices, norms, and taboos. History bears witness to the devastating consequences when society projects its shadow onto the other. Wars, genocides, mass violence, all manifestations of the collective shadow. The warning is clear. According to Jung, societies, like individuals, must confront and integrate their shadows to avoid catastrophes. Ignoring the shadow, be it personal or collective, can have dire consequences. It's a call to action for each one of us, and for society as a whole, to embark on the journey of confronting and integrating our shadows. Not as an act of indulgence in our darkest desires, but as a process of recognition, negotiation, and controlled expression, leading us towards a more compassionate and balanced existence. But Jung did not leave us without a path to navigate our shadows. This path, Jung believed, leads us towards psychological wholeness, a journey he referred to as individuation. The process of individuation is not just about self-discovery, it's about self-realization. It is about understanding that we are not just the light, but also the darkness. We are not just the heroes of our own stories, but also the villains. Individuation involves confronting and integrating the shadow into our conscious self. It's about acknowledging our dark aspects, those parts of us that we may find unseemly, undesirable, even frightening. It's about accepting that these parts are not alien intruders, but rather integral components of our own personalities. But let's be clear. Acknowledging our dark aspects doesn't mean we have to act out the shadow's desires. It doesn't mean we have to give in to our baser instincts. Quite the contrary, Integration is about recognizing these aspects and negotiating with them so they can be expressed in a controlled and conscious manner. Imagine a wild, untamed horse. It's strong, it's powerful, but it's also unpredictable and potentially dangerous. You can't just ignore it or lock it away, it's part of you. But you can learn to harness its energy, channel its strength. You can learn to ride the horse, not let the horse ride you. That's what integration is all about. The path to individuation and shadow integration is not an easy one. It requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires a willingness to face parts of ourselves that we might find disturbing or even shameful. It's like embarking on a journey into a dark forest, not knowing what we might find. But as Jung himself pointed out, the gold is in the dark. By exploring our shadow, by integrating it, we can tap into a source of wisdom, creativity, and strength that we might not have known we possessed. Though the journey towards individuation and shadow integration is challenging, it is essential for personal growth and the development of a more compassionate and balanced society. We may stumble, we may fall, but in the end we will emerge stronger, wiser, more complete. Jung's concept of the shadow gives us a framework to understand the darker aspects of ourselves and our society. It's a powerful tool, a mirror that reflects what we often choose not to see. The shadow, as Jung explained, is the repository of our personal and societal traits that we deem undesirable or unacceptable. But it's not just about seeing these traits, it's about acknowledging them, and most importantly, integrating them. Jung warned us of the perils of ignoring our shadows, both personally and collectively. Ignored shadows can wreak havoc, leading to personal turmoil and societal catastrophes. Yet, there's hope. Through the process of individuation, we can confront and integrate these shadows. It's a challenging journey requiring courage and honesty, but it's essential for personal growth and societal balance. As we journey towards individuation, we learn to negotiate with our shadows, using them not as a source of fear and denial but as a tool for growth and understanding.